In July 2025, sky observers of the Atlas project received a signal of an object unlike anything in the solar system. This object emitted light ahead of itself but did not have a tail like comets usually do. It was clearly recorded by the Hubble telescope. The third interstellar guest in history, the three-eyed Atlas, entered our system from the depths of space at an astonishing speed, having no gravitational connection to the sun, and its behavior surprised astronomers from the very beginning. It had no gas tail, carbon trace, or any signs characteristic of known comets or asteroids. Even more astonishing is that its trajectory coincides with the plane of the planet's orbits around the sun. The probability of such an alignment is 1 in 500. At the center of this scientific debate is Professor Avi Loeb, a man who years ago called ʻOumuamua artificial. He claims that the three-eyed Atlas is even stranger. This is the third interstellar object in history after ʻOumuamua in 2017 and the two-eyed Borisov in 2019. But why has it become so controversial? Because Professor Avi Loeb, a renowned scientist from Harvard, suggests it might be artificial. Perhaps this is even alien technology. In this video, we will first consider Avi Loeb's views and then provide evidence from other scientists. If you are interested in space and the mysteries of the universe, stay with me. Let's first explore the nature of this object. The three-eyed Atlas came from interstellar space beyond the solar system. Its orbit is hyperbolic, meaning the eccentricity of the orbit is greater than 1, approximately 6.2, and it has no gravitational connection with the sun. His hyperbolic speed exceeds about 58 kilometers per second, indicating his speed at infinity and significantly higher than typical objects in the solar system, which usually have a speed of less than 30 kilometers per second. This initial speed at infinity differs from the speed it has near the sun, which can be higher. Its orbital tilt is 175 degrees, indicating retrograde motion relative to the planets and proximity to Earth's orbital plane, the ecliptic, with a difference of about 5 degrees. This feature reduces the likelihood of coincidence but does not make it impossible. Compared to objects in the solar system, such as asteroids with elliptical orbits and eccentricities less than 1, or long-period comets bound to the sun, the three-eyed Atlas has no gravitational connection to it and behaves like a transient guest. This is a key distinction. Objects in the solar system orbit the sun in closed paths, while interstellar objects simply pass by, their speed indicating an external origin. Now let's compare it with the previous objects. ʻOumuamua had no gas coma or tail but exhibited non-gravitational acceleration without evaporation, and its elongated shape was strange. The two-eyed Borisov resembled natural comets more, having a gas coma and a tail containing carbon monoxide and water. However, the triple eye known as Atlas is located somewhere in the middle. It shows dust activity, but initial spectroscopy does not reveal molecular gases like carbon spectral lines typical of comets, although water vapor and hydroxide have been detected by the Hubble telescope. Atlas has a faint comet and frontal glow, but lacks a tail, with its core estimated to be less than 1 kilometer. These differences led scientists from NASA and Harvard to claim that this object may be key to understanding the origin of cosmic objects. But is he really of unnatural origin? Now let's consider the views of Avi Loeb. Professor Avi Loeb, former director of Harvard's astrophysics department and founder of the Galileo Project, is one of the boldest scientists. He is the author of the bestseller Extraterrestrial, the first sign of intelligent life beyond Earth, and has focused on the search for extraterrestrial technologies for many years. Loeb claims that science should not fear controversial hypotheses, but should examine data impartially. Previously, he spoke of ʻOumuamua as possibly being an artificial light sail, and now he expresses even stranger thoughts about Atlas's triple eye. Loeb, in his recent articles, claims that this object cannot be entirely natural. Let's examine his main arguments in order. Remember, these are Loeb's personal hypotheses, not confirmed by scientific consensus. The first argument, spectral anomaly, and the absence of a complete gas tail. According to Loeb, Atlas's triple-eyed comet lacks spectral gas fingerprints around it, and he explains that if it were a natural comet, it should have a diffuse gas cloud and a trailing tail, but observations show only frontal illumination. He claims that this discrepancy with natural models raises questions about the presence of artificial technology, like an object that artificially emits dust. Of course, carbon gases were not identified, but water vapor and hydroxide were observed by the Hubble telescope. The second argument, the strange orbital trajectory and proximity to the planets. Loeb considers the retrograde trajectory and closeness to Venus at a distance of 0.65 astronomical units, and Mars at a distance of 0.19 astronomical units unlikely. In his opinion, this could be a sign of deliberate manipulation, like in the case of an alien spy or reconnaissance mission. The probability of alignment with the ecliptic is only 0.2%. The third argument, a statistical argument. If natural interstellar space must be filled with billions of similar objects for their detection to be likely, this opinion is accepted by the scientific community and is more related to the limitations of past discoveries than to a denial of natural origins. According to Loeb, this statistical anomaly indicates something greater than nature, possibly a technological artifact sent intentionally. He connects it to the concept of a dark forest, where civilizations may send hidden or hostile technologies. The fourth argument, the possibility of hostile technology. In his articles and interviews, he hypothesizes that this object may represent a technology, even a hostile one, like a spy probe that does not emit radio signals to remain hidden. Loeb even suggested conducting missions for a more thorough study and sending messages to this object, claiming that if these objects are indeed signs of intelligent life, our understanding of the cosmos will change. He created a personal scale, called the Liba scale, which is not an official scientific tool, and rates this object at 4 out of 10 on the criteria of artificiality. These opinions are based on real observational data, but now let's consider why most of the scientific community disagrees with it. Although Loeb's arguments may seem convincing, most scientists, from NASA to the European Southern Observatory, consider them overly bold and lacking direct evidence. For example, Jason Wright points out Loeb's mistakes in estimating the size of the core, which is actually less than 1 kilometer, and discusses the exaggeration of anomalies. Now let's analyze the evidence of natural origin. The first is natural cometary activity. Observations with the Hubble telescope show a faint coma and the presence of water vapor, but cyanide or carbon have not been detected. This may be related to the evaporation of hydrogen or nitrogen, rather than artificial spraying, especially considering that the activity began at a distance of 6.4 astronomical units from the Sun. The second is the orbital path. Proximity to the planets is coincidental, but possible. Astrophysical models show that interstellar objects can be ejected from the Oort clouds of other stars. No signs of intentional control are observed. Thirdly, there is a statistical argument. Interstellar space is indeed filled with billions of similar objects, and the discovery of a third makes sense considering the improvement of telescopes. The fourth is the absence of hostile signs. Without a metal structure, signals, or unnatural shape, the likelihood of artificial origin is very low. The Object 3, I/Atlas, is an exciting discovery that expands the boundaries of knowledge, but we need to wait for further events to understand what it truly is. What is your opinion? Do you think this is an alien or a natural phenomenon? Write in the comments. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to not miss new science videos. Thank you for your attention.